Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sarah and we're going to make a card with this new release from Spellbinders, the Dancin birthday monsters, birthday balloons, one what was out a little while ago, the popular sentiments, and we're going to use a party spot embossing folder. I'm using a piece of Pink Frog 300 GSM super smooth card. I cut it to 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 inches. We're going to do some ink blending, so I'm going to use some Distress ink and Distress oxides. First we're going to use Squeezed Lemonade, Picked Raspberry, Villainous Potion and Black Soot. I'm going to speed the video up and add some music and I'll be right back. Next I'm going to spritz the card with some water, add some to my hands to create some larger splatters. Then I'm going to grab some kitchen roll and gently place it over the cardstock to absorb the water. I'm then going to repeat the process to create some larger splatters. Okay, I've let this dry for 10 minutes. I'm just going to grab a tray because we're going to do some white splatters. So let's put this in a tray, like so. I'm using this Daleroni ink. I find this quite good. I can't even remember where I bought this from. I've had it for quite a while now. But, let's just drop some out on a piece of scrap paper. And I'm using a fan brush. I'm just going to dab this in and start flicking. A little bit more. Okay, that's looking more like a galaxy. Right, I'm going to put this to one side and allow it to fully dry, and we're going to start cutting out the monsters to go on the front of the card. I'm using Spellbinders cardstock today in Fog, Fruit Punch, Pink Sands, Peridot, Island Blue and Glacier. Okay, so I've cut out everything I'm going to need. So I just used an oval from my stash, which is 4 3/4, so it's the width of the mat. And then I use the embossing folder, the party spots. So we'll deal with that one in a moment. Now these are all the parts that I need for the monster. So I'm just going to quickly ink round with just a tiny little bit, just to give it a little bit extra around the edges. patina. So we'll finish with that. Okay, so I just use a paintbrush that I cut down to help me get all the fluffy bits off my paper. This helps to remove all those little fibres that get stuck. So we're going to put his teeth in, like so. I'm going to just add a little bit of glue behind to keep those in place. Okay, then we're going to do his eyes again, and the green. And the black bit for his eye. Oops. Okay, so that's going to be his centre eye, so we can glue that on. So then we're going to build his other eyes again. The fibres off. Find the indentation. These black bits are so tiny that you could just get a alcohol marker and just put it in the centre. Oh, dropped it. Like so. We're going to add these onto this. And then position them underneath where we want them. We've also got this little bit here which goes here, so let's glue that on. Like so. Oh, dropsies. Eye on there. And this one. Okay, so he's starting to come together. Put his tummy on. Like so. And then we have his arms. Okay, and we're going to flip him over and we're going to do his legs. Right, So if you have some round foam pads, brilliant, but I don't. So what I do is get these little squares and just cut the corners off to give it a bit more of a roundish shape. Add a little bit of glue. On the back and put that in the middle. So I like to make sure that there's no glue seeping out and that his legs move around quite freely. I'm also going to add another couple to his body. Well, so then I'm going to get a scrap of white cardstock. So peel the backing off of these foam pads. Make sure his legs still move. Touch more glue. So, and we can see that his legs move freely. Okay, I'm just going to add some more foam tape while we're here. Okay, so I'm just going to add some on the pink monster. Just on his arms. And maybe a little bit more on his head. Okay, so they're ready to add to the card. Right, next I'm going to make the balloons. So I've cut out 2 of each, one in holographic and one in white. So we're just going to stick these. Together. And same with this one. Okay, then we've got these little pieces which are for the balloons. So I'm just going to add a touch of glue and position my balloon. Same with this one. Touch of glue, position my balloon. Okay, we'll add the strings on in a minute. Then we're just going to do our sentiments. So I've cut these out in the fruit punch and then again in the holographic. I like to put glue on my hands, but it works okay for me, but you work with how you're happy. We're just going to line this up like so. That's okay. I'm going to do the same with the birthday. Just going to add a little bit more glue. So don't forget the tiddle. The white place. A bit more glue. Position. To give it just a little rub over, get rid of any Yes. Right, now the planet. So I'm just going to cut this in half, roughly. Okay, and then I'm going to use a bit of black soot from what we used on the Galaxy. Just quickly go over, just to draw this down a little bit, a bit more shading. Okay. Bits. Okay, right. Now I've got a 5x7 card blank and I cut a piece of holographic card exactly the same size. So I'm going to use my Cloud glue to stick that on. Line that up. Might have to trim a little bit off the bottom. I don't think this card's blank is okay. And now we've got the Galaxy that I made earlier. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this one. Just be a bit careful with Kalau, with holographic mirror, because it can lift the colour. So just be careful. Decide which way up. And then try and centre it the best you can. Okay. Right, and we're going to add our planet. So our planet's going to go here at the bottom. We're going to add the pink monster there, blue one here. I think we have the birthday on the bottom. We're happy. And then we've got to add the balloons. So we could have it at an angle, you could go straight. You can have it like that. I think that's how we're going to lay it out. Right, so let's stick the planet on. Perfect. And we're going to take these foam pads off. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And so I'm going to add our monster here. I'll do the same with this one. Glue. I like adding the extra glue because sometimes the foam pads fail. At least with this extra piece of glue, you know that they're going to be fine. Right, so I think we have him there, like so. We're going to add our birthday here. Birthday. I'm going to add our hattie. Like so, right, okay. We're going to decide on what strings we want. So I think we want them like that. So again, brush over, get the fluffy bits off, and the same with this one. position your balloon. A little bit of glue. And stick that in the back. Okay, and then the same with this one. I'm going to curve that one over a little bit, like so. Right, so I'm going to add a foam strip to our number one. A little bit of glue. And same with this one. Just one piece. And then that way you can put it behind his eye, or we can have it like that. Okay, let's take these off. Touch more glue, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the string and then dab that off. So I want that to go about there. And the same with this one. Dab off the extra. And there we have our finished monster card.